can jump in.
Oh, you should pick.
We're just jumping in. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to our episode 3 Agatha review. What's the 3? What's the
I'm
what,
just
what are you
doing
doing?
3.
Okay, the hand signs mess with me. I am one of your hosts, the Tears You Cry, Kirkland Patzer, and I'm joined by... Not even planned. That was amazing.
Wait, you have the audio drop of it? These two? Oh,
That was so clean. I like
we're gonna
that.
have to see. Does that alt play, Taylor? Is it
Yeah.
just play? Okay, good. I want to see if we get dinged on YouTube for that or not. If we do, it'll get me muted. But you audio listeners, you'll get it. But that's a good one.
And who am I joined by?
The Clown Prince of Potions, Trasnell.
I'm the teen Taylor Field.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been on this road with us so far on Agatha, I'm glad you're back. Jeez, I haven't done an intro in a while.
I just thought you guys should get some reps because I've been gone for a few months. So
I know
yeah,
this is definitely. I'm glad that we're doing this.
Yeah.
But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have tons of things going on the feeds right now. We got tons of reviews. We got Agatha, obviously that's why you're here. We've also got Rings of Power. I think we've got 2 episodes left of that. Penguin is just getting going right now. That was a fantastic episode 1, so I'm very much looking forward to this week's episode. And is there any other shows? We're on the, I don't know, we're getting close to Joker 2 now.
Yeah,
That's
Juicy
exciting.
Newscast last night, which I have to look, but I think yesterday was a top 3, or today when you guys listen to this, but a top 3 monetization listener day for us for all the year. So
Ooh,
people are. It
that's
was a
nice.
Juicy Newscast, but I guess people are excited for some Joker. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dylan and I did a spicy side quest episode this week. That was lots of fun. And yeah, just lots and lots of stuff going on the feeds. And beyond that, we got lots of other fun stuff, behind a certain Patreon wall that maybe we'll bring up a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, unless I'm missing something, I think I just want to jump back down on this road with the gentleman here. One gentleman wasn't with us last week when we covered the first 2 episodes, so Taylor
Dylan?
Field.
Oh.
yeah, take it away, Dylan.
Yes, I was apprehensive going into this show at the start, but after watching those first 2 episodes, I quite enjoyed it. I thought there were some good beats, and I was having a pretty good time with Agatha's character. The unknown teen, I'm not really a big fan of this person. I
love that
Do you
that's
mean
your
the
name, though. You're like, just teen, that's my favorite.
So let's clarify. Do you mean of this character, or for some reason the actor you just absolutely
This
hate? Or
fucking
something?
actor. No, it's the character. I'm not a big
Okay.
fan of the character so far. But that being said, it maybe changed a little bit on the positive side after this episode. But the first 2 episodes, it just didn't really do me justice. So there's that. But yeah, it's a pleasant surprise, and I think that there was just some things that really made me laugh and I really enjoyed. And maybe it's just the Halloween October fall aesthetic too that's just kind of making me enjoy this a little bit more than I was anticipating. But yeah, kudos to them for timing it to be as such. But yeah, I really enjoyed this week's episode, and it had a little bit of a surprise at the end. But all in all, it was yeah, it was a good time. I don't know what I could really say that's not spoilers, but it was just it was neat to get something that was revealed, but Madison was like, "Oh no, they already revealed that in another Marvel project." I'm like, "Oh, I don't think so, but maybe I'm wrong about that." It's been a while since I watched it.
You're throwing out a
So-
lot of things I have no idea you're talking about. This
I'll-
surprise
I'll
at
drop
the
it.
end.
He
I'll
saw,
just-
saw episode 4 tonight. He got the early
The
access.
screener. Yeah.
I'll drop it when we get into the spoilers, because me and Madison were at each other's throats trying to do our point. So
I'm right. Fair enough.
Travis, what do you think
Yeah.
about this week?
So this week I think was a bit of a dip for me, and it's for, oh, excuse me. It's for. Try not to spoil, but I'll just say the location we picked I thought was very anticlimactic. We got on this witch's road last week, and I was like, man, I can't wait to see what adventures could happen on this road. And then our first stop, because here's just like a mini spoiler, they're going to do a bunch of trials, right? So this is the first of many trials, I assume, maybe the 6 or 7, how many characters we have. And for me, for this being the leading trial, I was like, oh, cool, you just have this set laying around for some soap opera and you use this. I just felt like it was like I try not to be mean, but I just feel like it's something we could do. Not some of the visual effects, but some of the things where it's just like, hey, we get together, let's make a movie, let's make a short film in a weekend. And it's like, what do we have? Oh, we have a house, we could do this. Like, it felt very anticlimactic for the Witch's Road, and for me, this location of, I don't care, I'll spoil it. It's just like the whole episode's set in a house, just a regular house. Like, it's just they see down the road and it's like, oh, look at that, and it looks like a house from Desperate Housewives or like any of those Real Housewives and everything like that. And that's kind of aesthetic of this episode. So when they got in there is some things this episode I really did enjoy. So it's not a complete stinker, but I was very let down. Like, oh, it's just, like I said, a set that some ABC show could use. And they didn't do as much with it as I would have liked. And even then, I think this would have been better if they did this maybe, obviously I don't know the rest of the story, but a couple trials down the road. I wanted something really cool, balls of wall, really supernatural, really like we've seen beasts and demons. So we know those are coming. I just think for the first one, it should have been that, because this was just, okay. It just felt like the budget, like, if I doubt it was, but just felt like they had a budget and like, okay, well, we got all these trials. Well, what about this trial? Yeah, let's just like put in a house and we'll do like some magical effects and that's about it. So other than that, I'm liking all the characters still. I'm not like who doesn't like teen or despises teen, whatever he wants to go with. I think there's some good character moments. There's a theory that we didn't talk about, Kirkland, that people were running with last week that seems to be true, which is a very interesting wrinkle into a certain character. I think, again, I'm going to say this every week. Catherine Hahn, another home run. Her comedic timing, her facials, man, she's just prime. Like, I can't say enough good things about her. So, the way last week ended, I was very excited. This week ended as like, all right, like I wasn't as excited, because I just hope it's not like we get a few more of these that are just kind of like modern day regular settings that have like a little spookiness to them. So yeah, not a terrible episode, but I didn't love it. It kind of made me a little less excited for the show than last 2 weeks, but I wouldn't like fail it or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't think I'm quite there with you, but I definitely this episode made me have like maybe some potential holdups going like further down the road. I'm just gonna keep bringing up that pun. I like it. I kept singing that song, Shane. I went for a little hike on the weekend, and I was just like, down the witch's road.
Wow.
Just like, man, I don't know. I love the Halloween vibe of what the show is, and I feel like for me this episode wasn't necessarily a dip, but maybe like a plateau. Like it didn't get better from last week, and I'm really hoping that next week is just a bigger banger, maybe like a bigger step up and hands up in the air.
what is the definition of plateau?
A plateau? Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it flat,
Fair
flat
enough.
earth style. Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Let's not get into that. But yeah, I feel like I agree with you in the sense that this episode felt maybe lower budget than the first two episodes, because we were just in a simple location like a house. I did like when they first saw it, and it just stood out so much from the eerie scenery of where the road was. But I feel like the characters' chemistry and just the actual stuff that was going on, I was able to enjoy it enough to not see it as much of a dip, even though I don't know. I am expecting at least maybe some bigger monstery or spooky witch stuff, and maybe this episode was held back from that. And I am hoping that looking back by the end of it, this being like a real, I don't want every episode to feel like this. Maybe is a good way to say that. And if it's just one episode like this along the road, I think that's totally fine. But yeah, we'll see how weird it gets going further, but forward down the road. But yeah, I think that's all I really got to say.
Just gets more and more normal. Like, finale has zero magic.
Just like ends in the suburbs, white picket fence, everyone's happy. That's anything else?
No, it's a sidebar, Kirkland. I'm really pissed. I found out that Creed is coming to Canada, but they're only
Are
in
you
Montreal,
serious?
Toronto. They're not even going Vancouver.
Maybe if we write
Bastards.
emails.
Yeah,
That's
we
so
should.
funny.
We should get them for the 10th anniversary.
Someone I was
Start a
working with
petition.
today told me that they went to see Nickelback not too long ago, and I was like, wow, I didn't even know they're still touring. And it made me think, like, man, I wonder if Creed is ever like coming into Canada. But
They're still going, but maybe they'll be on the
Bummer.
Witch's Road. Who knows?
Maybe. What else is gonna be the Witch's Road? Let's jump into some spoilery stuff and find out. Did you have something to add, or you're just
Doing
adding
finger,
hand
just doing
motions? I'm not
finger
used to
guns,
you
yeah.
just being the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, but right, we'll be right back. And we're back. Spoiler time. Where do you guys want to go?
I want to talk about the two things Taylor talked about. One, what's the surprise at the end?
The end was Mrs. Hart dying. I did not
Oh,
expect
okay.
that at all.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Kitty to
I thought when
to
they
die.
gave her the potion and she was, I thought she was good, but they're like, oh no, she's dead. So I'm wondering how that affects her trial, because they said there's a trial for each of the witch's skills that are there. So maybe she'll
failed.
come back.
That was the first trial.
Well, two things. One, I don't think she's dead. I really don't. And then whoever she comes back as. And two, the real Green Witch is supposed to be Aubrey Plaza, right? So I feel like when she gets there, that'll be the trial will still happen because they'll have a Green Witch with them. That's what I think is going to happen.
Well, wouldn't that Green Witch, like, if she were to show up, wouldn't she also have to go through all the trials to catch up?
I guess
She
not.
just drop in.
Maybe it's just a by proxy. You just need a Green Witch, right? And
Yeah,
that
that's
trial's
fair.
unlocked, you know? So
The other surprise that I thought was not mentioned before was the Mephisto name drop. Has Mephisto's name been dropped before?
no,
I
never.
fucking knew it. I'm gonna tell Madison.
Yeah, so we did get that in this episode, which finally, Mephisto confirmed. And I think we talked about in our predictions, because I think Dylan was like, oh, I don't see Agatha like coming back, like any of these characters. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like once we get Mephisto stuff, like these characters could be around, especially Plaza and Han. And I honestly hope so. Han, I'm completely, before I think when we talk about like the Midnight Suns roster, and we heard rumors of her, I was like, yeah, like that works. Now I'm like a full on, okay, get Han on the team, actually. Like if there's a Avengers 6, you know, a Midnight Sun 6, I think Han should get a spot. But yeah, they said they're talking about Agatha's son, which that was the theory. We didn't talk about Kirkham, but I didn't pick up on it. But there's a whole bunch of stuff where when she woke up last week, there was like kid drawings and all this stuff. There was like a kids award or something that said like Nicholas Scratch, which ties back to, you guys remember she had that bunny that was called like Mr. Scratchy or whatever in WandaVision.
Yeah.
So like I guess Nicholas Scratch is like her son. And then we did talk about the locket, about that being, I don't think we said her son. I don't think we had that conversation, but the locket that had some hair in it. I think we just talked about what it could be when it's revealed. But yeah, that seems to be the working theory. Do I think that she actually gave her son up for the Darkhold? No, I think they're making it seem that way, very much like WandaVision. Then there's gonna be like a reveal. I would love it if they like stuck to it. Like I would love it if they just had the cojones to be, she like gave up her kid. And I was just like, but because she's leading a show now and they've made her very like kind of funny, I don't see that being the reveal. And I just maybe if there's something more to it, but if it's just I won power and I gave up my son, you know, if it's something like, oh, I made a deal so I could get my son back, but I used the Darkhold, fine. But if it's like literally just black and white, yeah, I won that book and I gave it my son and fuck him. Like, I don't think it's gonna be that. So, but
Yeah.
it's interesting.
I kind of hope it goes that route, just because I like it feels like we have a maybe more evil character on like at the start, because obviously that would have been like the most darkest thing she could have done on her little witch career. But I'm assuming she's going to be in a somewhat anti-hero or just hero in general sort of role going forward. So I feel like that would be an interesting path to get there, more so than if she was just always on like a fully good side. But
Yeah.
I feel like
It's
it is
Loki killed,
still
Loki, like you think about hero to villain, he's killed thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
Like he killed Coulson. No one ever talks about that. He killed Coulson.
absolutely.
But he's a
And-
hero now. So I'm
and
with
he's a
you,
hero now.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's still potential that could be the actual case. I did like in this episode how it seemed like she, like when they're doing the drinking of the wine and she's the last person to do it. I did like how she was just like kind of doing her own thing and kind of trying to play like her own coven in that sense. And it just seemed like a trait for at least the Agatha that I don't know. I've been experienced too so far in the MCU. I would believe that is something that she would do, and I feel like I would believe that she would have done that, like traded her son for the Darkhold, and yeah, that was, pardon me, that was kind of what you were hinting at last week, right? About that spoiler that you got exposed to, and about him being her son.
No, that's not. No, that's not the spoiler.
You knew this was gonna happen?
No, no. Oh, so you haven't been spoiled on the. So
I
that's what you got spoiled on.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that was just.
Or are
A
you talking
theory.
about the Mephisto thing? Is
No,
that what
that's
you were
just that
saying?
was just a theory. That's
Oh, okay.
that wasn't out there. You're not spoiled on the big thing yet. I don't think. I
Okay.
think Taylor
That's good
is.
then. That's good then. Yeah.
He doesn't.
I
He
mean,
doesn't.
I'm
Taylor,
spoiled.
do you remember the identity of Teen? Who Teen is?
Isn't it?
Don't.
Can I say?
No, no. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
I didn't
Literally,
say. I didn't say.
I know, but you've like, can I say? Like literally, we're talking about Kirkland
swinging like a
doesn't know.
loaded gun. This guy.
Yeah,
I
like-
think I can
like I'll be joining the
confidently
Sinister
say
Killer.
who it could be, but
No, well,
it's
don't
still
even say that.
speculation. So
Don't even say that. We'll let Kirkland speculate, but don't because no. I revealed it in the predictions episode that Kirkland was not on. Because to me, it's like public. Everyone fucking knows that's like online.
then that's 100% like certainty. Because I feel like after this episode, it could be someone else.
No, I think it's 100% certainty. They could be referring to certain characters because they've maybe been.
This is exciting.
They've been put into a different situation, but I don't think. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get us off the witch's road, but it's definitely that character. So I'm telling you, it's just I'll pizza bet you.
It's the new Ghost Rider. I'm not pizza betting on that. That's
But anyway, so as they were talking about her son, they brought up, we don't know what happened. Could have got sacrificed. Could have been a demon. Could have been an agent Mephisto. And to me, again, like that, I can't think of anything. WandaVision was only kind of mentioned because it was only a theory, but even the writers were like, yeah, we never going the Mephisto route, and I don't think it was in Doctor Strange. So I think this just makes sense. It's leading the breadcrumbs for whether it's an end credit or there's heavy rumors he's in a Disney Plus show coming up. Like remember, Sacha Baron Cohen's supposed to be playing him, so I think they're just starting to plant those seeds for that character's arrival, and it is kind of fun for them to drop that here because that was the biggest working theory in WandaVision, right? That like I was on that bandwagon. Oh, it's definitely Mephisto. It has to be Mephisto, and it really was just Agatha all along. But I guess it was just Wanda too, who was the villain until the last episode when they're like, "Remember how much you sacrificed for the city?" It's like, yeah, all right, fucking yeah. Yeah. What about? Oh, I was gonna say, Kirkland, do you have any thoughts on Teen right now? Because now he does know about the spell that they found that out that someone put a hex or a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah. A what?
sigil.
A sigil. Yeah.
I like Teen. Not my favorite MCU show character, side character that's been introduced. Like he's no. Oh my gosh! What was his name? The short round. Oh my gosh! From Loki. My goodness. Oh my gosh! I'm having a total brain collapse right now.
Golden Geek nominee too.
Yeah, listeners are just pulling their hair out right now. Obi, there you go. I saw Taylor typing it, but I got it. Like not to that level, but I'm still liking him in the show. I feel like he's not an annoying character, which is nice. I don't know. Curious what Taylor has issues with.
Right, because Taylor despises him. Apparently.
It was just the way the character I feel like was written in that first 2 episodes. He pops in and he feels like he's more of a nuisance character, and I didn't like the kind of humor. Like, can you write this down? Like, just those little jokes. Like, it wasn't working for me. I liked him when he was introduced, how he was breaking Agatha's curse, and he knew kind of what he was doing. He was very confident, and I liked this young kid coming into play here who was very confident and wanted to just get more power and become more immersed in this world. I really, really liked that. But it's just the way that it felt like it was backtracking, where his character was just kind of too humorous and too this and that. That's why I liked him more in this episode, because he was very knowledgeable, and when they had that mysterious sigil thing cast on him where all the witches are like, okay, like what's going on? This kid's a mystery. But then when he's actually in the house with all the other witches, and he's dropping little bits of knowledge and little bits of insight to kind of help, and his confidence too. I really liked when he told Agatha, like, you need to drink that the wine right now. Like, I like seeing him being in this more confident role, knowing and being able to pull from his archive of knowledge. I like that more than the guy trying to just whip out his notebook and just writing little things down the witches say. So that's the kind of character that I would like to see more kind of shine through.
Fair enough. Yeah, I still like the character. It's funny because I think it was maybe it was Mike. Somebody in their Discord mentioned about his accent because I don't watch Heartbreaker, so it mentioned this accent would come through, and then Emily, who does watch Heartbreaker, was watching this episode with me and mentioned that. And there was a couple times I can tell anytime he yells, like he slips back in whatever his accent is, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, I guess for me, I didn't mind because I almost felt like he was very like I liked him in the first 2 episodes, so I guess like I'm not on Taylor's bandwagon anyways. But like I felt like he was barely in this episode. Like he was around saying some stuff, but I felt like versus episode 1, episode 2, his screen time was reduced greatly. I don't think that means like, oh, the character is not gonna be around. I just think it's just that I think a few more characters are gonna die, and I think he's gonna make it to like the final 4 or 3, right? Like I think he's gonna be around for a while. Where someone like Miss Hart, let's say if she is dead, then it's like, well, make her be around, right?
That would have been my bet. First one to go, probably that character.
Teen. Is-
No,
Oh.
Mrs. Hart.
yeah, I do like. What's her real name again?
Kitty.
No,
Kitty
that's
Foreman.
Sharon.
Sharon. I can't remember which
Deborah.
witch says
not
that.
Sharon.
No, what? No. Her
Is it a
name's
real
not-
name?
I meant in the show, not
Oh,
in real
Sharon
life.
Hart.
Yeah,
What's the
Sharon-
confusion?
No, it's not Sharon Hart.
Yeah, her
It's
name's
like-
Sharon.
Not Sharon Hart.
Her last name is Mrs. Hart. That's what they call her, right?
No, oh my God, we're on a roll tonight. Mrs. Hart is the character that Agatha gave her, or Wanda gave her. So that's why Agatha
So they
still.
all are just, but even all the other witches are just calling her by the wrong name.
No, I don't think so because remember when she dies this episode, they're like, "Oh my God, Sharon's dead," and Agatha turns around and she's like, "Who's Sharon?"
Oh,
yeah. So no, because she knows her as Mrs. Hart because Agatha was also in the
But everyone else
WandaVision
keeps
world,
calling
right?
her, like even teens, like Mrs. Hart. Like, we gotta
I
save
don't think
her.
they all were calling that. I thought a couple of them were calling her by her real name there.
Sharon. Or Deborah.
Yeah, Sharon or Deborah.
Deborah.
Yeah. I think she'll be back either way. I think one way or another. Even if it's like a possession, I think she'll be back. I doubt that's the end of her.
Yeah, I could buy a ticket on that train.
Mm-hmm.
Just to I don't know, like just to have her throughout the whole season. Like getting that actress back, I would have assumed that she'd be a part of the whole journey. I feel like I was kind of just surprised that she did, well, supposedly die in this episode. Like it was a shocking reveal, but I did really love the Catherine Hahn line delivery at the end there. That was hilarious. And then,
So why do you guys think she died, though?
why?
Yeah.
I imagine because she doesn't have the potential for magic. I don't know. That was my first thought.
Taylor?
I feel like because when they were building the coven, it was just like there's witches no matter like what, like she's not maybe a witch, but she definitely has witch powers to her. I think that's why they were able to get her. But why did she die? Ugh.
I brought this up because...
Weak, like her parents. That's why.
Because my 5-year-old Logan had an astute observation that when they were making the potion, they didn't take a hair from her. They gave her the shot,
wow.
but they didn't
Fuck,
give her hair.
Logan, fuck,
And I
that's a fucking crazy,
crazy.
call out.
Now, if I'm wrong, and if Logan's wrong, let me know. But I didn't see them take a hair from her because she was on the table, right? And that's why I was wondering if that was something. I do think it might just be like, she's just not a witch and she's dead. But I'm like, I hope Logan's version is right because I feel like that'd be a great kind of screw up on the witch's part of like they were like so frantic and they didn't take her hair. And it's like, well, that's why it's like they made the potion, but you need the hair from person to make sure they
Wow.
survive. So I was blown away
Logan
when
just
she said
getting
that.
fucking MCU scoops here too on the side.
Yeah, she knows who Teen is. She's the one that told me. She's like, oh yeah, I know.
Did
this
your pizza
character.
better? You're like, no, that's not the. That's not the
I lose every time. She's sitting on a mountain of pizza boxes. So yeah, look out for the Logan podcast in 20 years when she's breaking down the MCU on its second reboot when Kevin Feige's son is taking it over. But yeah, the house. I want to talk about the house. Yeah, that's where just everything like. What I was worried about the show initially was the whole everyone getting like the Botox, long legs face. Like that's why I was kind of like, like this is all like this was very Disney Channel. Like, oh, this is look on our faces, what a curse. And I think the only thing I really liked in this house was the hallucinations portion. I thought that was great, seeing them have all different moments. That felt very Halloween-y, had some horror moments. But yeah, I wish this, like I said in the non-spoilers, was later on. And it was just even the house. I wish it was maybe like a old and decrepit house, and like I wish the whole theme was different, not the Real Housewives with their looking nice and jewelry and pretty hair and everything. And it's like I said, it's like a Botox curse at the beginning. I just wish it was something, a decrepit house I would have liked even more so. So yeah, I didn't love that, but the hallucinationist stuff was really good, and I thought Catherine Hahn, again, in a serious route, acted the shit out of that hallucination, getting that one tear down her face, and just really sold like this whatever happened, clearly tragic thing. So yeah, like I said, I kind of rolled my eyes when they looked down the road and it just revealed like a gold in the house. It just looked like a CGI, like, oh no. And it just, like I said, just looked like this is probably another house that was on the set of WandaVision that they didn't use, and like, oh well, we can go there and film that. So there's some fine stuff along the way. I think if she is dead, Mrs. Hart had some good moments throughout the episode and even in here. But so it was all right, but not what I was throbbing for after last week.
Yeah, my vines were throbbing for more. I think it's a fair observation that you just made there. That was a weird way to say that. But I feel like because it did feel like a WandaVision house, I was expecting it to get maybe like... I feel like when WandaVision, like think of the first episode of WandaVision when it's just like, I don't know what era it is, but it like very old-timey and like it just seemed way different than like a modern home. I think when they first were going into the house, I was expecting it to get like that weird, but it was just a modern home with not much to it. I was maybe expecting also like a lot more Easter eggs isn't really the right word, but maybe just like more significant items or like significant things to our characters, like in the house. I know they all
hollow, the house, like that's what I mean. Like, it just feels like a set,
Yeah, it very much did feel like a set. Like when they have the hallucinations, that were very personal. Like I was expecting to see like, personal items in the home, and it didn't really seem to get there. So, I now that you mentioned, I feel like I like the house less. But yeah, overall, I feel like I did like the actual content of what was going on. I did enjoy the weird Botox face sequence. I also really liked how there was like the fact that Sharon took the wine first, so she was going through it, like as I said, the canary in the coal mine situation, but more so because of Agatha taking it like way later. Like I liked when she had her hallucination way later after everyone else's, when they're making the potion and she's about to take her hair, and then it just felt a lot more, I don't know, like significant, not really, but maybe just more focused on our lead Agatha. So it just felt like everyone's hallucination was pretty fucked up, but hers was just like super raw, especially when she takes it over, and like I was expecting to see a baby or something, and there's just this fucking old book looking like a Necronomicon or something. But
what did you take from the other ones? Because you had I can't remember all their characters, I'll pull by IMDb, but you had the potions master, that was a scary one too, of like she's getting drowned in a sink.
Yeah.
You had the other one that saw like a doll like a woman, a girl dressed in like a doll outfit, speaking a different language, and she looks in a room and lots of dead stuff going on, and then the other one was just her mom, like in a sauna, which didn't hit me as hard as I actually wanted it to.
Yeah, I thought they were really freaky. I thought when Lilia, I think, is the lady that like sees it first, or I can't remember who saw it first, but specifically for Lilia's, when she just sees that like character just standing in the hallway, I was just like, oh man, we're getting like paranormal now. This is totally starting to get spooky, and I think they could have gone like maybe a notch more in the scary direction, but I don't know. It is still Disney and like the MCU stuff, so I don't know. It was an appropriate level, but yeah, the drowning, that one like shocked me. I just wasn't expecting it to get like that. I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, father. He just grabs her and just starts fucking drowning her. I'm like, oh my god, okay, this is really happening. But yeah.
Do we think we get more on, like, I know Agatha's, we're going to get more because she's our main character and they were talking a bunch about that. Do we think we get more expanded on these, or is this kind of end of the road for the other hallucinations? Because I'm kind of 50-50 on that one, to be honest. I personally want there to be more, but I just wonder if time, and when I say more, I don't want it just to be the character in 2 lines be like, yeah, I had this abusive boyfriend, he tried to drown me in a sink, and that's it. Like, I would like there to be some full moments. I'd like a better version, Kirkland, not to bring things down and raise another, but a better version of the Rebel Moon dinner scene. Maybe that go around, talk about their visions.
Forgot about that
together.
line and that line delivery from that chap.
You tell your story, all of us, before we die. Tell your story. Thanks, Jaimin Hunsu.
Did you just watch that or something?
No, I just remember it.
Okay.
And that was not. I was paraphrasing, but like just because we spent a lot of time on that
you.
review.
I believe you. It sounded verbatim. Is that a question for me? I was going to pass it to Taylor.
Everybody,
He's gone a little while. Everybody.
Sorry, what is the question?
Okay, I'll go. I can't remember the question. Travis, you want to?
Do you actually not? Are we gonna get more on these hallucinations?
I think so. I think so.
That's the question.
I was thinking about Jaimin Hunsu and fucking Rebel Moon.
You speak. Your
Taylor just got
hallucination.
handed a pot of gold. What is that you just got?
Madison
delivered.
handed me this tub of ice cream.
It looked like literally the hand of God just coming down from from your webcam.
What's the
Look
flavor?
It's
Dog shit. Why are you eating that?
Fudge tracks.
It's what?
Fudge tracks.
So it is dog shit.
I don't know if I'm supposed to eat this. She didn't look happy when she handed it to me.
Why would she not? Is this a test for you?
I don't know.
Is this like a trial right now?
Dog shit.
What's fudge tracks and what's dog shit?
It's just chocolate Reese's cups.
You know what, Kirk? Let me throw a break. We need a moment here.
Yes, please. Let's get a breather. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back on the fudge road to
Hallucinations,
yeah.
Kirkland. We're gonna see. We're gonna get
Oh
them
my gosh.
expanded upon.
Pardon me. Yes, I think we will. Especially for our potions master, Lilia, and the lady with her mother. This is horrible. I gotta get IMDb up.
Yeah, it's tough.
What are you? My gosh, I'm dying. Alice is the lady with her mother. Jennifer is the potion master, and Lilia is the what would you call her? The fortune
Potions
teller
master?
later.
Oh,
No,
the
that
okay.
lady. I feel like definitely those three. We'll get at least some on there. I feel like the lady with her mother, Alice. I don't know. It seemed like her mother was like a significant figure, so I would expect to at least get something about that. Especially the idea of like she actually died on the road. So yeah, or maybe she was missing. Maybe she's still out there. Like I feel like we will get at least those three, but definitely at least Alice's.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm 50-50. Yeah, I think you're right, Alice, but that's kind of like you'll get explained because I imagine they'll find her or find her skeleton. Like they'll find something. Maybe she's possessed. Maybe she's evil. Maybe she's like the final boss at the end. I don't know. I didn't love. She was talking about her grandma being dead, and then there was some stuff going on with the fire. I don't know. It was that's one where especially feels so. I guess they. No, I'll take that back. They all feel kind of random because I can't tell you why she's getting like Jennifer's getting almost drowned. I can't tell you why Lilia is seeing dead children and stuff. So, yeah, I hope there's more of those, and I guess that could happen with the trials, right? So,
True.
Yeah, we'll get Fudge Track's opinion when he gets back there. So.
Since he's cleaning his fudge tracks.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask because about the scene. That was a weird way to say that. I think that the scene between Lilia and Agatha was kind of strange. When Lilia, she says, have to save Agatha. Like, what did you get out of that line? Like, it was just so strange the way that Agatha reacted as well. Of like, yeah, no, we will, but like, we got to do this first. It was just a really weird line. Like, I had to rewind it just because I thought I had missed something. I don't know. It was
Because remember that happened, Lily, in either episode 1 or 2, where she gets flashes of the future and she just blurts it out. So I think that's a character in the future telling her.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fair.
It's telling her you got to save Agatha. So that's something that I think that at one point this character will bite it. Or no, sorry,
Yeah.
another character will bite it and then tell Lilia or something to that effect. So yeah, that's what it was. Just her seeing parts of the future.
What
So
a shit-eating grin this guy's got.
Yeah,
Just
that's not a mustache. It's Fudge Tracks.
Dirty
was a test.
Sanchez.
Yeah. Taylor, hallucinations. You think we're getting more on those, and any thoughts on them?
I think we're gonna be getting more hallucinations.
He's
And
getting one right now.
What, is this woman trying to get a podcast invoice? What's going on? Unless she's standing there naked, there's no
I'm
good
testing
reason.
her now.
His cock's out just under the table.
But no, I think the hallucinations are. I think the
What was your favorite one? Start with that.
My favorite hallucination was the Italian woman having the weird like the demonic like young girl and demonic old woman, because it's like, what's going on here? Because there's definitely some backstory there, and I want to know what's going on.
And do you think
And
we're gonna get that?
I hope we do, because they really laid it on hard that we're going to be getting some serious backstory with these characters. And I know Agatha's our main actress and our main character here that they're going to be focusing on, which makes sense. But it definitely would be a shame to just put this backstory out and not follow up or follow through with it, right?
I believe so. Like, I hope it's just not for because if they were gonna do just hallucinations for the effect of, hey, we want these characters to we want these characters to just see a bunch of crazy shit, then I wish they would just threw some monsters in there, right? But they didn't. To me, they felt like they were all personal things that felt confusing in the best way, where it's like, okay, what more could this be about? So,
Agreed.
Anything else? We talked about the sun. We talked about the Coven's hallucinations ended with Miss Hart dying.
Do you think every episode is going to be like actually off the road? Like they're on the road between episodes, and then every episode is like, look at this, and then they go into a location.
Primarily. I think,
Yeah.
because what is it supposed to be? Is it 8 or 9 episodes? Let me just pull this up here.
I can't remember.
I got it here. It says, well, that doesn't help me. Thanks, IMDb. Because I was looking at what was the person who plays Jennifer, her IMDb, and it says she's in 2 episodes, but she's
Okay,
already
9
been in 3,
episodes.
so
There we go.
9 episodes. So, and we're
The
3
finale's
episodes.
on October 30th. Oh, look at that! Right.
Look at that. Okay,
It's kinda
right before
fun.
Halloween. So let's see. There's 6 episodes. I would say like 1 to 2 would take place on the actual. Actually, I'll say 1.5. But then I
Yeah.
think the rest will be trials locations. Because if each witch has a trial, not counting team, what there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. So we're down to well, actually, it could just be the finale. Because if we have 6 episodes left, and we have no, I guess no. Okay, so we got 1. So there's 4 trials left. 6 episodes. So that's, I feel like, my assumption of 1.5 to 2 episodes of The Witch's Road is probably what we're gonna get. And even then, I don't know. Maybe they thought the road would be a cool idea, but it's just like a blue road the whole time, which is like, all right,
Yeah.
So
I think like a
Cerulean.
lot of stuff going on that blue road as well could really, I don't know, diminish the quality. Get maybe log truck level.
a lot of volume shots of just
yeah.
looking like the same road and everything. But I'd like there to be some sequence. Like, I hope there's like a really good. They did establish that those whatever the Salem 6 or 7 whatever, that they didn't go down that door, but they're like, oh, something's chasing Agatha, and that's our problem now. So they did, to me, confirm, okay, that's gonna come back as a threat. So I wouldn't mind like a Witch's Road like chase scene. Like, I think that could be fun. And we got to, like, I guess we still got, like, Mrs. Hart did go off the Witch's Road a little bit, right? We found that like oil quicksand, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. Maybe it's just gonna be like that, where each episode there'll be something on the road that causes a problem into our actual episode. So
I just want to shout out the little
it
sneaky
tracks,
little,
man. It's great.
little Easter egg kind of thing where I can't remember the Italian witch's name. The older lady. Lilia, thank you. So she the oven opens up, water's coming in, like this is how they get out. She's like, I'm not getting an oven. I knew a witch that got into an oven once. She had a very lovely house. And I like that, because we all know the Hansel Gretel story. Jeremy Reiner. I can't remember the actress
Jeremy
name.
Renner, not
Jeremy
Reiner.
Renner.
Don't just change his name. He's a Patreon producer. Shout out Patreon
Speaking of,
producers.
I don't know
Aaron
what brought them up,
Braden,
yeah.
April Darkness, Jack Grant, Mud, Sam, Superman Mike, God Loves Me 69, and Jeremy Renner. For Patreon,
Great
yeah.
segue into the Patreon producers. Apologize. Should have brought that up earlier.
Get lots of things ad free, early exclusive. Biggest thing to promote is this weekend, Sunday, 9 a.m. PST. We got After 9. That's our call-in show. We'll be talking about Agatha, talking about a bunch of movies that walked out, came out. Kirkland's going to reveal his NFL team, so that'll be
My merch
interesting.
came. It's here. I'm ready to go. I'm wearing it right now. Team Mickey. No, I'm kidding. This is not the actual sweater.
Okay, good. So lots of stuff there. If you could go over there and support us, that'd be great. And you get a bevy of good stuff. Good benefits if you do that. So
Beautiful. Anything else, gentlemen?
No, we end in the episode with a Patreon plug. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, not much. Like I think this one maybe was shorter, but like I said, I feel like we talked about the sun, we talked about the trial, we talked about the hallucinations. Trying to think, there's any, we talked about Mephisto. Yeah,
You think
I don't think I have any.
Mephisto's going to appear in this season?
If he does, it's just an end credit to me. I think I said that in the predictions. I'm still with that, where I think that the rumors are has a role or a main like antagonist role in Ironheart. So I feel like they would, and I feel like them dropping him here. I feel like an end credit could be a worthy setup. So
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool. All right. Well, tune in next time for Agatha. What's this show actually called? Agatha All
Agatha
Along.
All
There
Along.
you
that was
go.
my bad again. I did that last week where I just put Agatha, and it has to be.
I think
Agatha
I keep
all
looking
along,
up, and
yeah.
that's just what I go by. I'm like Ron Burgundy. Just go off the teleprompter. But
Yeah.
yes, Agatha All Along. We'll keep going down this witch's road, and we'll be back for episode 4. Until then, bye-bye.